Good morning, students. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter comparing quantities. We'll be solving sums from NCERT book exercise 8.1. The learning outcome of these exercises are at the end of the exercise, the students will be able to compare two quantities using the concept of ratio and proportion. They will be able to compare two quantities and solve sums using the concept of unitary method. They will also be able to compare two quantities using the concept of percentage. The students will learn to calculate the percentages when total is not 100. They will be able to convert fractional numbers into percentage. They will be able to convert percentages into fractions and decimals also. They will interpret percentages and will be able to use it in our daily life. And lastly, they will be able to convert percentage into how many. The main concepts of these exercises are, in our daily life, there are many occasions when we compare two quantities. For example, Hina is 2 times taller than Amir, or Rita has 2/3 part of marbles what Amit has. So we make comparisons by saying how many times one quantity is of the other. The two quantities we are comparing can be written as a ratio also. Like Hina's height, as it is said that it is 2 times than the height of Amir. So Hina's height is to Amir's height, that is equal to 150 centimeter is to 75 centimeter. If you reduce it to the lowest term, we are getting 2:1, which also says that Hina is 2 times taller than Amir. Remember, when we are comparing two quantities, the units must be same. If it is not given same in the question, we have to do conversion and we have to bring them to similar unit. And one more thing we need to remember, that after we are bringing the ratio into lowest term, it will not have any unit because it is brought to the common unit and they are getting cancelled. So a ratio, pure ratio, will not have any unit. Now what is unitary method? It is already known to you that the concept of proportion, it is widely used in our daily life through unitary method. In unitary method, we first find the value of one unit and then the value of the required number of units. Let us start solving some numerical problems from the exercise. Question number 1, we have to find the ratio of rupees 5 to 50%. Now here two quantities are given in two different units and we know that we have to bring them to common unit. As we know that 100 paise is equal to 1 rupee, so 500 paise will be equal to 5 rupees. So 5 rupees can be replaced by 500 paise. So 500 paise divided by 50 paise will be 10:1. Similarly, part B also has two quantities. One is 15 kg and the second one is 200 gram. Here also we need to convert because kg and gram are not same and 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. So 15 kg will be 15 into 1000, that is 15,000 gram. So we are basically comparing 15,000 gram to 210 gram. So when we are bringing them to lowest term, gram gets cancelled. So we are getting the final ratio to be 500:7. Part C is 9 meter to 27 centimeter. So when you are converting the given quantities into same units, we are getting 9 meter is equal to 9 into 100, that is 900 centimeter. So 900 centimeter is to 27 centimeter. If you reduce, we are getting 100:3. Similarly, part D, 30 days to 36 hours. And in one day there are 24 hours. So in 30 days, there will be 30 into 24, that is 720 hours. So 30 days is to 36 hours will be 720 hours is to 36 hours. If you reduce, we are getting 20 is to 1. Question number 2. In a computer lab, there are 3 computers for every 6 students. How many computers will be needed for 24 students? So when we are using unitary method, we have to remember one thing. Whichever quantity you are finding, that should be written in your statement on the right hand side. Here we are trying to calculate the total number of computers which will be needed for 24 students. So number of computers should be written on the right hand side in the first statement. So we are writing it as, the first statement is 6 students require 3 computers. So one student will require 3 by 6 computers. Why 3 by 6? Because one student will require less number of computers than 6 students. So we are dividing it because the number will be reduced. So this is direct variation. That means when number of students is decreasing, number of computers are also decreasing. Okay, so this is direct variation. We are dividing it. Then we are finding 24 students will require 33 by 6 into 24, because 24 students will require more number of computers. So 3 by 6 into 24 we are multiplying, because we know the numbers will increase. After reducing, we are getting 12 computers, hence the number of computers required will be 12. Question number 3. Population of Rajasthan is 570 lakhs and population of UP is 1660 lakhs. Area of Rajasthan is 3 lakh kilometer square and area of UP is 2 lakh kilometer square. Part 1. How many people are there per kilometer square in both these states? Which state is less populated? Now, number of people per kilometer square will be 570 divided by total area, that is 3 lakh kilometer square. If you reduce, we are getting 190 per kilometer square. Similarly, we are doing for UP, that number of people per kilometer square is equal to 1660 lakhs divided by 2 lakh kilometer square, that is 830 per kilometer square. As we can see that 190 is lesser than 830, so Rajasthan is less populated state. Now we'll be doing sums from exercise 8.2 from NCERT book. For exercise 8.2, the main concepts are: what are percentages? Percentages are numerators of fractions when the denominator is 100. But how will you calculate percentages when the denominator or the total amount is not 100? So in these cases, we need to convert the fraction to an equivalent fraction where the denominator is 100. Question number 1. We have to convert the given fractional numbers to percentages. So the first part is 1 by 8. So we are multiplying both the numerator and denominator by 100. So 1 into 100 is 100 and we are getting 100 by 8%. So 12.5% after reduction, or 12.5%. Similarly, part B, 5 by 4, we are again doing the same. We are multiplying both the numerator and denominator by 100. So 5 by 4 into 100%, that is 125%. Similarly, in the third part, 3 by 40, we are doing the same and we are getting 7.5%. In fourth part also, we are following the same method, multiplying both the numerator and denominator by 100, and the answer is 28.4 by 7%. Question number 2, we have to convert the given decimal fraction into percentage. So in the first part, 0.65, we are multiplying both numerator and denominator by 100. So 0.65 into 100%, that is 65%. Similarly, part B, we are doing the same. 2.1 into 100 by 100, that is 2.1 into 100%, that is 210%. Part C also 0.02 into 100 by 100, or the final answer is 2%. Following the same method, we are getting 1235% in the fourth part. Question number 3, we have to estimate what part of the figures is colored or shaded, and hence find the percent which is colored. So first part, we can see 1/4 of the circle is shaded. So 1/4 is the fraction. We are following the method learnt earlier. We are multiplying both the numerator and denominator by 100, and we are, after reduction, we are getting 100 by 4% or 25%. In the second figure, there are 5 different divisions, and out of that 3 are shaded. So the fraction is 3 by 5, and we are multiplying numerator and denominator by 100, and we are getting 60%. In the third figure, there are 8 segments, out of that 3 are shaded. So 3 by 8, and after conversion we are getting 37.5%. Question number 4, we have to find 15% of 250. So 15% of 250 is 15 by 100 into 250. If we reduce, we are getting 37.5. Part B, 1% of 1 hour, that is 1 by 100 into 60 minutes, because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So we are getting 33 by 5 minutes. When we are multiplying this with 60 seconds, we are getting 36 seconds, because 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Third part is 20% of rupees 2500. It is simple, 20 by 100 into 2500, we are getting the answer rupees 500. Don't forget to write the unit, because in the second part you can see that we are changing hour to minute and then minute to seconds. So if you don't write the unit, the sum will be wrong. Similarly, in D part, 75% of 1 kg. Once again, we are converting 1 kg into gram, that is 75% of 1000 gram. So 75 by 100 into 1000, that is 750 gram or 0.75 kg. Find the whole quantity if 5% of it is 600. Note the sum. Here in the previous sum, question number 4, they were asking for some percentages of a given quantity. Here it is not the same. Here they are asking if the 5% of it is 600, you have to find the whole. In the previous kind of sum, whole was given, so we were just simply multiplying and getting the answer. But here the whole you have to find out. So let us use x is the required quantity, whole quantity. So 5% of x is equal to 600 according to question. So 5 by 100 into x is equal to 600. If we cross multiply, x will be is equal to 600 into 100 by 5, that is 12,000. So the required whole quantity is 12,000. Please remember, the most common mistake you may make in these cases are that you do 5% of 600. No, 600 is not the whole number. So we are taking it as x and we are finding the 5% of x, not 5% of 600. Part B is also similar. It is said that 12% of it is 1080. So we are taking the whole to be x. So 12% of x is equal to 1080. 12 by 100 into x is equal to 1080. So x is equal to, once again we are cross multiplying, 1080 into 100 by 12, that is rupees 9,000. Part C is that 40% of x is equal to 500 kilometer. So in the same manner, 40 by 100 into x is equal to 500. So x will be is equal to 1250 kilometer. Similarly, part D is 70% of x, that is equal to 14 minutes. So 70 by 100 into x is equal to 14 minutes. X is equal to 14 into 100 by 70, that is 20 minutes. Now part E, 8% of x is equal to 40 liter. So 8 by 100 is into x is equal to 40. X is equal to 40 into 100 by 8, that is 500 liters. Question number 6. Convert the given percents to decimal fractions and also to fractions in simplest form. So 25% means 25 by 100. So if you convert it into decimal, we will be getting 0.25, and if you reduce 25 by 100 into the lowest term, we are getting 1 by 4. Part B, 150%, that is 150 by 100, that is equal to 1.5. So 150 by 100, if you reduce, we are getting 3 by 2. Part C, 20%, 20 by 100, that is 0.2. If you reduce, 20 by 100 will be 1 by 5. Part D, 5%, 5 by 100 is equal to 0.05. 5 by 100 will be is equal to 1 by 20. Question number 7. In a city, 30% are females and 40% are males and remaining are children. What percent are children? So 30% are females, 40% are males. Total percentages of females and males are 30% plus 40%, that is 70%. And the total is 100. So percentage of children will be 100 minus 70%, that is 30%. Now question number 8. Out of 15,000 voters in a constituency, 60% voted. Find the percentage of voters who did not vote. So can you find how many actually did not vote? So total number of voters is 15,000. Who voted, that the percentage of those person is 60%. So the percentage of voters who did not vote is 100 minus 60%, that is 40%. Now we have to find out the actual number of people who did not vote. That will be 40% of 15,000, 40 by 100 into 15,000, that is 6,000. Question number 9. Beena saves rupees 400 from the salary. If this is 10% of her salary, what is her total salary? Remember, this is the sum which I was talking in the previous slide, that here 10% of 400 will not be calculated, because 400 is 10% itself of the whole salary. Whole salary is not provided. Whenever the whole amount will not be provided, we have to take it as x, and we have to calculate the percentage, given percentage of x, and we have to equate it with the given amount. So 10% of x, that means 10% of total salary is equal to rupees 400. 10 by 100 into x is equal to rupees 400. X is equal to 400 into 100 by 10, that is 4,000. So her total salary is 4,000. Similarly, question number 10. A local cricket team played 20 matches in one session. It won 25% of them. How many matches did they win? So total number of matches is 20. 25% of 20 is 5 matches. So the number of matches won by them is 5. Now let us solve this. This is a kind of experiential learning on percentage. One figure is given. This is the figure of a tangram. Now some parts are shaded. So what percentage of the figure is shaded? 1/4, 1/8 and 1/8. These are the fraction of the 3 shaded portion. So shaded part will be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So if you reduce, we are using the LCM. LCM of 4, 8 and 8 is 8. So we are getting 4 by 8 after adding. After reducing, we are getting 1 by 2. Now we have to convert it into percentage. So we are doing 1 by 2 into 100%, that is 50%. So 50% of the tangram are shaded. Critical thinking question on percentage. Rajan's monthly income is 20% more than the monthly income of Sarita. What percent of Sarita's income is less than Rajan's monthly income? Most of the cases, you will say the answer 20%, which is not correct. Now we have to develop a concept that percentage is always calculated on the initial value. Now Rajan's monthly income is 20% more than the monthly income of Sarita. So we are thinking that Sarita's monthly income is 100%. So initial value is 100 here. So if Rajan's income is more, so 20% of 100 will be 20 rupees 20. So if you add this excess amount with the previous amount, the initial amount, we are getting that Rajan's monthly income is 100 plus 20, that is 120. Now we are trying to find out what percent of Sarita's income is less than Rajan's income. Now which one is the initial amount? Initial amount is Rajan's income, that is 120. And how much it is less? That is 20. The difference remains the same. So now the calculation will be difference divided by initial amount into 100%. So 20 by 120 into 100, that is 16 2 by 3%. Hope all of you understood the concepts of ratio and proportion, unitary method and basic sums of percentages. Thank you, children.